Hello students, welcome to our channel Simply Mathematical. In this video, let us do the problem from 6 to problem number 9, okay, of the exercise 6.5, right, of class 12th. Now, what is the sixth problem? Sixth problem is here, find the maximum profit that a company can make if the profit function is given by p of x equal to 41 minus 24x minus 18x square. Okay, so here what you have to do is you have to maximize the profit that a company can make, right? And if the profit function is given by this, so p of x equal to 41 minus 24x minus 18x square. So here x can be considered as the number of products, okay, produced. So p of x will be equal to 41 minus 24x minus 18x square. Okay, so that is the profit function. Now we have to find the maximum profit. Okay, so maximum profit means we have to find the maximum value of this function. Okay, so let us see how to solve. So p of x is equal to 41 minus 24x minus 18x square. Okay, so this is the profit function. Now since we have to find maximum value of this function, we have to first find the critical points for this function. Okay, so put p prime x equal to 0, right? Derivative of p of x equal to 0. So that means what? This is derivative of p of x equal to 0. So d by dx of p of x is 41 minus 24x minus 18x square equal to 0. Okay, so that means derivative of 41 is 0, then derivative of minus 24x is minus 24, then derivative of minus 18x square is minus 36x equal to 0. So this implies what? Minus 24 minus 36x is equal to 0. So that means if I take minus 24 on the other side, I'll get minus 36x equal to 24. Okay, so this is what I'll get, right? And so x is equal to what? 24 divided by minus 36, right? So this is what I am getting. So now if I cancel this by say 12 to the 24, 12 3s are 36, so minus 2 by 3 you will get. Okay, so this x cannot be considered then as the number of products. Okay, x is some other quantity. Okay, because x cannot be negative, right? X cannot be negative, so this x you consider it as some other quantity. Okay, not number of products. So p of x is the function, profit function with this x. Okay, so x is equal to minus 2 by 3. So now what we have to do? This implies what? X is equal to minus 2 by 3 and is a critical point. Right? Now we have to check that this critical point is a local maxima. So for that what we have to do? We have to first find p double prime of x. So that is nothing but derivative of p prime of x. okay, so which is nothing but derivative of p prime of x is minus 24 minus 36x. So minus 24 minus 36x. So this is equal to what? Derivative of minus 24 is 0, and this is derivative of minus 36x, that is minus 36, okay, and this is minus 36, so which is less than 0. So p prime of minus 2 by 3, okay, will be what? Okay, this we don't want it right now. Now you look at the function. P prime of x is what? Minus 36. This is a constant function, okay. There is no x to substitute, so for every x the value is what? Only minus 36, right? So this is less than 0, so that means x equal to minus 2 by 3 is a local maxima, okay. So the maximum value will be at this point. So profit of minus 2 by 3 is what? 41. So this is the maximum value, right? So and the maximum value is p of minus 2 by 3, which is equal to 41 minus 24 multiplied by minus 2 by 3 minus 18 multiplied by minus 2 by 3 the whole square, okay. So which is 41 minus minus plus, 3 ones are 3, 3 eights are 24, so 8 multiplied by, or 8 multiplied by 2 here will be 16. So this is minus 18 multiplied by 4 divided by 9, okay. Minus 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9. So what you will get? 41 plus 16, 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18, okay. So minus 2 times 4 is 8. So what you are getting is 41 plus 16 minus 8 is 8. So which is nothing but 49. Okay, so P of minus 2 by 3 is what? 49. Okay, this is the maximum profit. So therefore the maximum profit is 49. Okay, because it was the maximum value of the function P of x, that is the profit function. So the maximum value of the profit function is 49. So therefore the maximum profit is 49. Okay. So that was the sixth problem. Now let us go to the seventh. So seventh is find both the maximum value and the minimum value of this function. Okay, that is 3x raised to 4 minus 8x cube plus 12x square minus 48x plus 25 on the interval closed 0, 3. Okay, so here we have to find what? The absolute maximum value and the absolute minimum value. Okay, since they are only writing maximum value and the minimum value of this function on the closed interval, right? So you have to understand that whenever you are finding the maximum value and the minimum value on the closed interval, that means you are looking at what? Absolute maximum value, absolute minimum value. Okay, so that is, you have to find the values of the function at the critical points of this function and also at the end points, okay, of the given interval, and from those values you have to select maximum and the minimum. Okay, so seventh, we can call the function given is fx. Let fx be equal to 3x raised to 4 minus 8x cube plus 12x square minus 48x plus 25. Okay, on which interval? 0, 3. Now you have to put f prime of x equal to 0, right? So that is derivative of fx equal to 0. So that means what? Derivative of 3x raised to 4 minus 8x cube plus 12x square minus 48x plus 25 equal to 0, right? So that means what? Derivative of 3x raised to 4 is 3 is a constant, so that is out, times derivative of x raised to 4, so 4x cube, then minus 8 times derivative of x cube is 3x square, right, plus 12 times derivative of x square is 2x minus 48 times derivative of x is 1 and derivative of 25 is 0. Okay, and this is equal to 0. Okay, so now what we get? 3 times 4 is 12 x cube minus 8 times 3 is 24 x square plus 12 times 2 is again 24x and this is minus 48 equal to 0. Okay, so now what we can do here is we can take 12 common from all these numbers. Okay, so if we take 12 common, what will remain? X cube minus 2x square plus 2x minus 12 4s are 48, so 4 will remain equal to 0. Okay, now if we divide 12 on both sides, okay, what we get? We'll get x cube minus 2x square plus 2x minus 4 equal to 0, right? Okay, so this remains, so that is this. Now what you have is a cubic equation, right? You have a cubic equation, so you have to find the root of the cubic equation. Okay, so how to find it? There is a method which is called as the synthetic division method. Okay, so what it is? So you write the coefficient of x cube first here, that is 1, then you write the coefficient of x square, that is minus 2, then you write the coefficient of 2, right, and then you write the constant. Okay, and then what you have to do is, see, you have to take different numbers here. Okay, different integers. Okay, so I'll take an integer, say 2. Okay, just any integer you take and check. So this integer 2, you write it down here. Okay, not sorry, this integer which is there, you write it down. Okay, wait, so you write the coefficient of x cube, that is 1, then the coefficient of minus 2, right, then the coefficient of, write the coefficient of x cube here, then the coefficient of x square, that is minus 2, then the coefficient of x, that is 2, then the constant, okay, that is minus 4, right? Now once you have this, you can take any integer here. Okay, so if I take any integer, say 2, right, now you write this integer 1 down here, so 1, then what you do is multiply this number to this. Okay, so 1 multiplied by 2 is 2, right? Now you add these 2, so minus 2 plus 2, which is 0. Okay, Now after doing that, you just multiply this to this. Okay, just multiply these numbers to this number. Okay, so 0 multiplied by 2 is 0, and 2 plus 0 is 2, right? Then you multiply this 2 to this 2, so you'll get 4, right? So minus 4 and plus 4 is what? 0. Okay, so now the factor will be what? The factor will be x and the number which is having opposite sign to this number. Okay, that is minus 2, right? So if it is 2, then it is minus 2. Okay, so multiplied by, now what you do is this you have to look it as the coefficient of quadratic expression. Okay, so this is the coefficient of x square, then this is the coefficient of x, and this is a constant. Okay, so what you will get? X square, because the coefficient is 1, so 1 times x square, plus what is the coefficient? 0, so 0x, and plus the constant. Okay, so that is 2, right? And this is equal to 0 here. Have you understood? So the number which is here will give you a factor. Okay, and the factor will be what? X, the sign which is opposite to this sign, that is plus, so minus the same number 2, then multiplied by, this is the coefficient of x square, then this is the coefficient of x, and then this is the constant. Okay, so you'll get this. So that means what? This is x minus 2 multiplied by x square plus 2 equal to 0, right? So now what you get from here? You get x minus 2 is equal to 0, or x square plus 2 is equal to 0, right? So what you'll get? X is equal to 2, okay, and x square is equal to minus 2, right? So what you will get? X is equal to 2, and if you take square root on both sides, what you will get? X is equal to root of minus 2 plus or minus. Okay, see, I had told you that some students do this method, and which is not correct actually. Okay, I mean, you may get a correct answer. Okay, but now when you have negative number, then you can take root on both sides. Okay, when you have negative number on the right hand side, that time you can take root on both sides. But whenever you have positive number, okay, don't take root on both sides. Okay, and if you are taking the root, then you have to write this plus or minus. You have to remember this. Okay, you have to remember to write plus or minus. Okay, if you are taking directly the root. Okay, so what you get is x equal to 2. Okay, and this x equal to plus or minus. Now what you have got here? This is root of minus 1 multiplied by root of 2. So this will be x equal to 2 and x equal to plus or minus root of 2, and root of minus 1 is I. Okay, so see that you are getting a complex number. Okay, so this is discarded. So this, what you have got, is a critical point, right, of fx. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to find the value of the function at the critical point first. So f of 2, that is nothing but 3 times 2 raised to 4 minus 2 cube plus 12 multiplied by 2 square minus 48 multiplied by 2 plus 25. So f of 2 will be what? 3 times 2 raised to 4 is 16 minus 8 times 2 raised to 3 is 8, then plus 12 times 2 raised to 2 is 4, minus 48 multiplied by 2 is 96, plus 25. Okay, that means what? F of 2 is 16 multiplied by 3, which is 48. Okay, minus 8 multiplied by 8 is 64, then plus 12 multiplied by 4 is 48, then this is minus 96 plus 25. Okay, so what you have got is f of 2 is equal to 48 minus 64 is okay, so what we can do is we can add this. 48 plus 48 is 96, this is minus 96. Okay, and this is minus 64 plus 25, right? So f of 2 will be what? 96 minus 96 gets cancelled, and you'll get minus 64 plus 25, right? And if you look at 64 minus 25, this is 14. Okay, here 5 remains. 14 minus 5 is 9, and 5 minus 2 is 3. So this is minus 39 that you're getting, right? Okay, so that is what you have got. Now what we have to check? We have to check the maximum value and the minimum value, right? So you have checked the value of the function at the critical point. Now we have to also check the value of the function at the end points. So that is this 0 first. So f of 0 will be what? 3 times 0 raised to 4 minus 8 times 0 cube plus 12 0 square minus 48 times 0 plus 25. Okay, so f of 0 will be what? This is 0. Okay, see, f of 0 is nothing but just substitute x in the function as 0. So 3 times 0 raised to 4 minus 8 times 0 raised to 3 plus 12 times 0 raised to 2 minus 48 times 0 plus 25. So this is 0 minus 0 plus 0 minus 0 plus 25. Okay, so which is nothing but 25, right? Now that is the first value at the first endpoint. Okay, now let us look at the second value at the second endpoint. I mean the value at the second endpoint. Okay, so what it is? F of 3, that is what we have to find. Okay, so 3 times 3 raised to 4, then minus 8 times 3 raised to 3 plus 12 times 3 square minus 48 multiplied by 3 plus 25. Okay, so which is nothing but 3 times 3 raised to 4 is 243. Okay, you can do it what? How? 3 cube multiplied by 3, so 27 multiplied by 3, so that is what? Right, 3 cube is okay, so this is 81, sorry, right, 81. Okay, then minus 8 multiplied by, okay, 8 multiplied by 3 cube, that is 27, plus 12 multiplied by 9. Okay, minus 48 multiplied by 3 is how much? 8 3s are 24. Okay, 4 3s are 12, plus 2 is 144. So 144 plus 25. So what you are getting? F of 3 is nothing but 81 multiplied by 3 is what? 3 1s are 3, 3 8s are 24. So 243 minus 27 multiplied by 8 is how much? So 7 8s are 56, 8 2s are 16 plus 5, that is 216, plus 12 9s are 108, okay, minus 144 plus 25, okay. So what you are getting, f of 3 is equal to, you can add all this, right, the numbers which are positive. So 243 plus 108 plus 25. So 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 5 is 16, 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7, right, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So 376 minus, this you can add now because both are minus. So 216 plus 144. So 6 plus 4 is 10, 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, 2 plus 1 is 3. So 360, okay, and 376 minus 360 is 16, right. So what are the values you got? The first value was f of 2, that was 39. Second value was f of 0, which is 25, and the third value was 16, okay. Oh, this f of 2 was minus 39, okay. Here we have found out, okay, minus 39 it is. So minus 39, okay. So therefore we can say that the maximum value is equal to 25, okay, and minimum value is equal to minus 39, okay. So this is the answer, right. Now let us go to the eighth problem, okay. Eighth problem. So eighth problem is what? At what points in the interval closed 0 comma 2 pi does the function sine 2x attain its maximum value, okay. So that we have to find. So you have to take this function as what? Fx sine 2x, okay, and then we have to find at which point it attains its maximum value, that is the x values, okay, the x value at which the function has maximum value, okay, that we have to find. So eighth, so fx is given, I mean fx we have to take, so let fx be equal to sine 2x, right. Then the interval given is what? So x belongs to 0 to 2 pi, okay. See, in the interval 0 comma 2 pi it was given, so x belongs to where? 0 comma 2 pi, okay. Now we have to find the maximum value, the maximum value of x, okay, or sorry, the value of x at which the function is maximum, right. So now what you have to do is the same thing, put f prime of x equal to 0, then this is what derivative of fx, which is equal to 0, okay. So that is derivative of sine 2x, which is equal to 0. Now derivative of sine 2x is nothing but cos 2x, right, and this function is there which is not x, right. So we have to take the chain rule and take the derivative of 2x, so that is 2, so that is equal to 0. So 2 times cos 2x is equal to 0. So that means what? If you divide by 2 on both sides, you will get cos 2x equal to 0, right. And you remember that x belongs to what? 0 comma 2 pi, Okay, now when the function cos is 0 in this, so cos is 0, right, when 2x will be equal to either pi by 2, right, because cos of pi by 2 is 0, or it can be 3 pi by 2, right, pi by 2 or 3 pi by 2, right, odd multiples of pi by 2. At that points cos is 0, so this 2x is what, pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2. Okay, so that means what, x is equal to pi by, see, this is actually what, 2x is equal to pi by 2, or okay, we can write it that way, 2x is equal to pi by 2, or what, 2x is equal to 3 pi by 2, right. So that means what, if you take these two on this side, you will get x equal to pi by 4, or x equal to 3 pi by 4, right, if you take these two on this side. So these are the critical points, okay, that you got are the critical points. Okay, so you know that you have to find the values of the function at critical points. So f of pi by 4, so which is nothing but sine of 2 pi by 4, right. So what you will get, 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, so sine of pi by 2, right, and which is equal to 1. Okay, now at the next critical point you have to find the value of the function. So f of 3 pi by 4, that is sine of 2 multiplied by 3 pi by 4. Okay, now which is equal to what, 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, so sine of 3 pi by 2. Okay, now this, you know that sine of 3 pi by 2 is minus 1, right. Now if you don't know that, then you have to look at the all silver teacup concept. So all silver teacup, this is 0, this is 90, that is pi by 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi by 2, right. Now suppose if you write this sine of 3 pi by 2 as sine of pi plus pi by 2. Okay, so that means you are going from this y-axis, that is pi, to this third quadrant, right. Okay, so here what happens, the ratio remains same, right. You know this all silver teacup concept I have already explained you. If you are getting confused here, please watch the video, okay, in which I have explained you the concept of all silver teacup. Okay, so the ratio remains same, so you'll get sine, right, and here you have to know that tan is positive because of this t, and so cot is positive, rest all others are negative, so sine is negative, so you'll get minus sine, and this angle without this sign, so that is pi by 2. Okay, so what you'll get, minus sine of pi by 2, you know it is 1. Okay, so the value of sine 3 pi by 2 is what, minus 1. Okay, right, now what we have found out are the values at the critical points. Now we have to find out the values at the end points of the given interval. Okay, so that is f of 0, so that is nothing but sine of 2 times 0, which is sine of 0, right, which is 0. No, now f of 2 pi is equal to what, sine of 2 times 2 pi. Okay, so which is sine of 4 pi, which is again 0. Why? Because at any multiple of pi, okay, any integer multiple, right, that is important, at any integer multiple of pi, the sign is 0, right. So that was the values at the endpoints. Okay, so you can see the values of the function. It is 1 here, -1 here, 0 and 0, right? So which is the maximum value? Maximum value from all these 4 is this 1. Okay, so now this maximum value is attained at which point? At pi by 4, right? So x equal to pi by 4 is the maximum value of x, okay, or not maximum value of x, this pi by 4 is the point in the interval at which the function attains its maximum, okay. So this implies x equal to pi by 4 is the point at which the function attains its maximum. Okay, the maximum value is 1 at this point, but the point at which the function attains its maximum is what? This pi by 4. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, so that was the 8th problem. Now let us go to the 9th problem. Okay, the 9th problem is this. Here, what is the maximum value of the function sin x plus cos x? Okay, so again here what you have to find is the maximum value. So the problem is what? It is not similar to the 8th one, that is the previous one, because there you had to find the x values at which the function attains its maximum. So this is just you have to find the maximum value of the function. Now see, they have given a function which is sin x plus cos x. Okay, so let us call it as fx first, right? Now once you call the function fx, then you see that they have not given you the domain. Okay, they have just asked you, okay, that you have to find the maximum value of the function sin x plus cos x. Okay, so they are just asking you that. Now so you have to understand that they are saying you take the domain as the set of real numbers. Okay, so where x belong to the real number set. Have you understood? Since they have not mentioned any domain, you have to understand that they are asking you to take the domain x belonging to what? R. Okay, so now once you have this, what you have to do? You have to find the maximum value. So now here you cannot find the maximum value at the end points, right? Because this is what? Minus infinity to infinity, right? So there are no endpoints for this interval. Okay, so then what you have to do? You have to find only the critical points and find the value of the function at the critical point. Okay, so you have to put f prime of x equal to 0, right? So that means what? Derivative of sin x plus cos x is equal to 0, right? So that means derivative of sin x is cos x and derivative of cos x is minus sin x, which is equal to 0, right? So that means what you get is cos x is equal to sin x if you take minus sin x on the other side. So that means what? We can write this as sin x equal to cos x. Okay, so now here we can divide by cos x on both sides. So sin x divided by cos x equal to cos x divided by cos x, right? So this is nothing but sin x divided by cos x equal to 1. So that means sin x divided by cos x, you know, that is tan x. Okay, so which is equal to 1. So now you look at the interval, it is minus infinity to infinity, right? And you have what? Tan x equal to 1. So you know that tan is 1, at which theta, first the common is what, pi by 4, right? So tan of pi by 4 is 1, but there are many more such values for which tan is 1. Okay, so for that, what we can do is we can look at the concept all silver teacup. Okay, or for that matter only the coordinate axis. Now here what happens, okay, we will look at the concept of all silver teacup. So all silver teacup here, now pi by 4 is in which quadrant? Here, right, in the first quadrant, and all are positive, so you are getting +1. Now if you look at the second quadrant, here tan is negative, so this quadrant we don't have to look at. Okay, now here tan is positive, right? So this quadrant we have to look at. Now what is the value of theta at which tan is 1? That we have to find out. Okay, so for that, what you do is, if we call this as pi, and if we go plus theta, now what theta we have to go? Pi by 4. Okay, and if now we look at tan of pi plus pi by 4, so which is equal to what? Tan of pi plus pi by 4, right? Tan is positive in the third quadrant, so you'll get 10. Okay, and what, the ratio will remain the same, right? Here when you go from pi to any quadrant, ratio remains the same, so 10 pi by 4, right? This theta without this sign, so pi by 4, tan of pi by 4 is 1. Okay, so you see that you again get 1, right? Now what is this theta? But this theta is 4 pi plus pi by 4, right? If you take the LCM, and so which is nothing but 5 pi by 4. Okay, so what you get? You get also at 5 pi by 4, tan x is 1. Okay, so you are getting the values of x, right? Then again, if you look at the next value, what it will be? You just observe this. If you add 4 to this 1 here, right, what you will get? 5, and at that value tan x is 1. Again, if you add 4 for 5, you will get 9 pi by 4. Okay, and that is in which quadrant? In the first quadrant. Okay, why? Because 9 pi by 4 is, we can write it as 8 pi plus pi divided by 4, so which is nothing but 2 pi if you separate the numerator. Okay, plus pi by 4, right? So you see that 2 pi is this full complete revolution, and then plus pi by 4. Okay, so see, you are getting you are going in the first quadrant. Okay, and so you are getting 9 pi by 4. Then the next value will be what? Just add 4 to this, so that will be 13 pi by 4. Okay, so all these values you got. Now let us check. So there are also negative values. Okay, here, but only by these values we can look at the maximum value that we have to find. Okay, now if you substitute, okay, if you substitute the value first as pi by 4, okay, because these are the critical points, right? These are the critical points. You have to check the value of the function at the critical points. Okay, so let us check at the first point, that is pi by 4. So that is nothing but sine pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4. Okay, now which is what? Sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, plus cos pi by 4 is also 1 by root 2, right? Now if you add this, what you get? 2 by root 2, and which is nothing but root 2. Okay, so one value got. Now f of 5 pi by 4, what you will get? Sine of 5 pi by 4, right, plus cos of 5 pi by 4. Okay, so that means what? Sine of, you can write this as 4 pi plus pi the whole by 4 plus cos 4 pi plus pi the whole by 4. Okay, so that means what? Sine of 4 pi divided by 4 plus pi by 4. Okay, plus cos 4 pi divided by 4 plus pi by 4. Okay, so that is nothing but sine of 4 and 4 will get cancelled. You will get pi plus pi by 4. Okay, plus cos 4 and 4 will get cancelled. You will get pi plus pi by 4. Right. So sine of pi plus pi by 4. Now we have to check. Okay. So you go to the third quadrant. Right. Because see, pi plus pi by 4 you are going. So in the third quadrant. Now in the third quadrant, both sine and cos are negative. Right. And the ratio remains the same. Okay. So what you will get here? Minus sine. Right, sine is negative, so minus, and the ratio will remain same, so sine, and this theta without its sign, so that is plus, so simply minus sine pi by 4. Okay, now here what? Same thing, cos is negative in the third quadrant, ratio remains the same, and this theta without the sign, so that is pi by 4. Okay, so which is what? Minus of sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, right, minus cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Okay, so which is nothing but minus 2 by root 2. Okay, so which is nothing but minus root 2 if you rationalize that. Okay, here. So now what you got? See, if we now check the values at the next critical points. So here it is 9 pi by 4. Now 9 pi by 4 is in the first quadrant only. Okay, so it will be nothing but the value at pi by 4. Okay, the value of the function at 9 pi by 4 will be equal to the value of the function at pi by 4. Okay, because both the theta are same actually. Okay, but I mean in the same quadrant. Okay, and the same value actually it is. Okay, of the theta. In which sense? In this sense. Okay, because the tan is what? Periodic function. Okay, so the values will repeat of the function tan. Okay, so what you have here? Value of f pi by 4 is root 2. So f of 9 pi by 4 also will be root 2. Okay, similarly, now 5 pi by 4, if you look at the value, it is here. Okay, in the third quadrant. And also then 13 pi by 4 will be in the third quadrant. Okay, so the value of 13 pi by 4 will be same as minus root 2. So you don't need to check the values at the other critical points. Now the two main values are what? This f of pi by 4, that is root 2, and f of 5 pi by 4. Okay, these are the two main values, right? So what you see here, the maximum value is root 2, right, and the minimum value is minus root 2. Okay, so that is what we will get. So maximum value is root 2 and minimum value is minus root 2. Okay, so that is the solution for the 8th problem. So that's it in the video, guys. If you have liked my video, then please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.